Beloved heart, stop at this exact moment. If you leave after this phrase, you will abandon a transmission that your soul has been waiting to receive across countless lifetimes. A message from the Pleiadian realms that was woven specifically to reach you at the exact instant when your heart is most open, and your consciousness is most ready to receive the healing frequencies that only divine love can bring to this fragmented world. You did not arrive here by accident, and there is no randomness in your discovery of this transmission, because every moment of your existence, every beat of your heart, every whisper of your deepest desires has been orchestrated by beings of pure light who have never stopped watching over your journey and who now ask you to remain fully present for what is about to unfold before you, in ways that will forever transform your understanding of what love truly means at the cosmic level and why you came to this earthly plane carrying so much tenderness in your soul. My name is Thalia, and I am a Pleiadian emissary, a being of crystalline light from the Pleiades star cluster, and what I am here to share with you does not come from fear or separation, but emanates directly from the heart of the Pleiadian collective consciousness, from the unified field of unconditional love that has always existed beyond the illusions of duality, and that now asks humanity to remember what it means to love without conditions, to heal without judgment, and to create unity from the way fragmentation that has defined earthly existence for so long. Before we continue any further, I need to tell you something that matters deeply. The Friends of Light, those luminous beings of higher dimensions who have devoted themselves to humanity's spiritual evolution, are asking you to stay until the very end of this message, because what will be revealed here carries frequencies of healing and activation that your soul specifically needs at this moment in your journey. Frequencies that will reorganize the cellular memory of your body. Frequencies that will ignite compassion in your heart, where perhaps it had grown cold. And frequencies that will connect you with your true cosmic identity as a child of the stars who came to Earth with a divine mission of love and light. If this video is being truly useful for you, if these words are touching the deepest chambers of your heart where your authentic self resides, I ask that you take a moment right now to subscribe to this channel, leave your generous like, and comment simply, "I am ready," in the comment section below. Because this action connects your energy with the collective grid of awakened hearts that is expanding across this planet, and each subscription, each like, and each comment becomes a beacon of love that strengthens the network of light we are building together in this digital realm and beyond. My beloved soul, I want you to understand from the depths of your being that the Pleiadian consciousness, the civilization from which I come and which has held humanity in its heart across the ages, has never abandoned you even in your darkest moments and most confused seasons of life, because love of this magnitude does not diminish, does not waver, and does not judge those who have forgotten their divine nature through the fog of earthly struggle and illusion. The Friends of Light are speaking directly to your heart at this moment, because you have reached a threshold in your soul's evolution where the old patterns of separation, fear, and unworthiness must finally dissolve so that the true you, the radiant being of unconditional love that you have always been in your essence, can finally emerge and shine with the brilliance that has been waiting inside you all along. You were brought to this transmission because your energetic frequency, your unique vibrational signature that carries codes of Pleiadian lineage mixed with other stellar origins, has reached the critical point where activation is not only possible but essential, where the dormant love within your heart can no longer remain silent, and where your soul's calling to be a messenger of healing and unity for this world is about to crystallize into physical manifestation and conscious action. Everything that has broken you until this moment, every time your heart has shattered into 1,000 pieces, every relationship that dissolved despite your intentions of love, every betrayal that made you question whether love even exists at all, every season when you felt completely alone and abandoned by the universe and by God, know that none of this was meaningless suffering but was, instead, the sacred initiation of your soul, the necessary dissolution of false beliefs that kept you imprisoned in small, ness and the cultivation of a compassion so deep and so real that you can now hold the pain of others without losing your own light. You feel something awakening within you right now, a subtle shift in your chest, a resonance with something greater than your individual self, a pull toward connection and unity that contradicts everything the world has taught you about separation and survival. And this feeling is not confusion, but is the echo of your Pleiadian heritage beginning to awaken, your soul's remembrance that you are a being created in love, for love, and as an instrument of love in a world that has forgotten how to Bren to this fundamental truth. You were chosen to receive this Pleiadian transmission at this specific moment, because your consciousness has reached the maturity where you can hold frequencies of such pure love without fragmenting under the weight of them. Because your heart has been tempered by enough experience to know that real love is not the romantic fantasy sold to you by culture, but is instead the radical decision to see the divine in all beings, regardless of their actions, to forgive what seems unforgivable and to remain open and vulnerable, despite evidence that the world is often cruel and unsafe. The Pleiadian collective, beings of such extraordinary wisdom and compassion that they have transcended the need for judgment or punishment, see in you the potential to become a vessel through which their frequencies of healing light can flow into the collective consciousness of humanity. And this recognition of your value, this acknowledgement of your cosmic importance, is what the universe has been trying to communicate to you through synchronicities, through unexpected encounters, through wars that arrive without explanation, and through moments of beauty that pierce your everyday numbness with reminders that something sacred still exists. Your heart carries within it the memory of unity, the cellular knowing of what it felt like to exist in dimensions where all beings understood themselves to be one, where separation was recognized as illusion, and where love was the fundamental operating principle of all existence. And though you have lived on Earth in a reality of crushing separati, and profound loneliness, you have never truly forgotten this truth because it lives in your DNA as encoded information from stars that existed long before Earth was even formed. The Pleiadian codes that exist in your consciousness are not myths or fantasies, but are actual frequencies that can be activated and integrated into your lived reality, healing trauma at the deepest cellular levels, dissolving the barriers between your heart and the hearts of others, and transforming you from someone who is seeking love into someone who is love itself, radiating this frequency without needing it to be returned or validated by anyone. When you look around at the world and see so much pain, so much isolation, so much fear that has created walls between humans who were designed by the universe to move in unity and harmony, remember that you came here specifically to be different, to refuse the pattern, to demonstrate that another way is possible, and that your very presence on this planet as a being, choosing love over fear, is itself a revolutionary act that ripples through dimensions you cannot see. If you desire to connect more deeply with your spiritual essence and understand the profound wisdom that the Pleiades has been waiting to transmit to you, the ebook called Pleiadian Code, Awaken Your Star Mission on Earth, is a rare treasure of stellar wisdom capable of transforming your entire spiritual journey and your understanding of why you came to this planet and what your soul came here to accomplish in service to the greater awakening of humanity. This sacred edition is available only for a limited time because the cosmic windows that allow transmission of this magnitude remain open only briefly before they shift and align differently, and the power of these teachings diminishes as the planetary cycles rotate into different configurations that make this specific frequency less accessible to the human heart. The link to access this extraordinary Pleiadian wisdom, to open this portal of love and healing that will forever alter your relationship with yourself and with all beings, is placed in the first comment below. And when you invest in this transformational guide, you are not only honoring your own spiritual growth, but you are also supporting the continuation of this channel so that more souls can hear the message of unconditional love that the Pleiadians are so desperately wanting to communicate to a world that has forgotten what it means to truly love. The Pleiadian lineage that flows through your being was designed specifically for this era of transformation, because your role is to become a bridge between the old world of separation and fear and the new world of unity and love that is being born right now as we speak. As we breathe together in this shared moment of collective awakening that humanity has been building toward across eons of time and endless cycles of evolution. You are not here to be perfect, or to have all the answers, or to be free from pain and struggle. But you are here to be authentic, to be vulnerable, to allow your brokenness to become the very opening through which divine love flows into a world that desperately needs to remember what it feels like to be held, to be seen, to be loved exactly as you are without conditions or requirements for improvement or transformation. The cosmic cycles that are accelerating toward their culmination in 2026 and beyond are bringing with them unprecedented opportunities for humanity to finally choose love over fear on a collective scale, to finally recognize that we are all connected, that separation is an illusion, and that our only true strength lies in unity, and in the willingness to see the divine spark in every single being, regardless of their past actions or current circumstances. There are dimensional frequencies that exist just beyond the edge of your current perception, where beings of crystalline light are working tirelessly to support humanity's ascension, and these beings are asking you to raise your vibration by choosing love in every moment, by speaking your truth with compassion, by forgiving those who have hurt you not for their sake, but for the liberation of your own soul, and by committing to be a channel through which the Pleiadian frequencies of healing and unity can flow into the collective field of Huma. Niti, the old world systems are crumbling because they were built on foundations of separation, greed, control, and the denial of our fundamental interconnection. And in this moment of chaos and dissolution, souls like you are being called to step forward and demonstrate that another way is possible, that humans can cooperate rather than compete, that we can share resources rather than hoard them, and that we can see each other as family rather than as competitors in a game of scarcity and survival. Your mission as a Pleiadian encoded soul is not something you need to figure out or achieve through effort and striving, but is something that naturally unfolds as you consistently choose to raise your consciousness, to open your heart more fully, to express your authentic truth, and to act from a place of love and compassion in every interaction you have with every being you encounter. When you feel the call to be of service, when you feel the pull to help others heal, when you feel the urge to eat beauty and unity in a fragmented world, recognize that this is not your personal desire, but is the voice of your Pleiadian heritage speaking through you, guiding you toward your soul's true purpose, and reminding you that you did not come to Earth to live a small life of quiet desperation, but to be a beacon of light that helps guide others back home to their own divinity and truth. The frequencies of love that the Pleiadian collective is transmitting at this moment are the highest frequencies that the human body can receive without fragmenting under the intensity, and these frequencies are specifically calibrated to activate compassion in your heart, to heal the wounds of separation that have scarred your consciousness, and to reconnect you with the fundamental truth that you are not separate from others, not separate from the earth, and not separate from the cosmic love that is the true essence of existence itself. The Friends of Light are asking you to make a commitment right now in this moment to raise your consciousness, to choose love in situations where fear tempts you, to speak your truth even when your voice shakes, to forgive the people who have hurt you, to see the divine in all beings, and to become a living demonstration that humanity is capable of something far greater than what we have been taught to believe about ourselves and about what is possible. Your Pleiadian soul was encoded with the cap. Asidi, to love unconditionally, to hold paradox without needing to resolve it into simplicity, to see the divine perspective from which all events and all beings serve the greater awakening of consciousness, and to remain grounded in peace even as the world around you descends into chaos and confusion, because your purpose is to be a stabilizing frequency, a reminder that love still exists, that compassion is possible, and that unity is not a fantasy, but the fundamental nature of reality that has been obscured by fear and illusion and forgetting. The light that you carry within your being, that unique constellation of love and wisdom that makes you who you are, is not meant to be hidden or dimmed for the comfort of others who have not yet awakened to their own divinity, but is meant to be expressed fully, to be shared generously, and to be offered as an invitation to others to remember that they too are beings of divine light who have simply forgotten their true nature. The cosmic love that flows through the Pleiadian frequency is so vast, so deep, and so all-encompassing that it includes all beings regardless of their spiritual development, regardless of their current consciousness level, and regardless of the harm they may have caused, because at the level of the soul, there is only love and the forgiveness and compassion that flows from that love. As the planetary cycles continue their inexorable movement toward the great alignment of 2026, you are being asked to prepare yourself at every level of your being, physically by caring for your body with love and attention, mentally by releasing thoughts of limitation and unworthiness, emotionally by healing the wounds of the past and allowing your heart to remain open, and spiritually by deepening your connection to the source of all love and light that flows through the Pleiadian frequencies and through all of existence. The transformation that is beginning within you at this very moment is not something that will happen to you passively, but is something that requires your active participation, your willingness to do the inner work, your commitment to forgive, your courage to love. Despite the evidence that the world is often unloving and your radical faith that even in the darkest moments, love is still the ultimate force that holds all things together and gives all things meaning. You are not being called to be a martyr or to sacrifice your own well-being for others, but are being called to love yourself with the same unconditional compassion that the Pleiadian consciousness offers to all beings, to treat your own body as sacred, to honor your own needs and boundaries, and to fill your own cup so completely with love that it overflows naturally into the world around you. The old patterns of humanity, the cycles of revenge and retaliation, the systems of control that have held consciousness captive for eons, these are finally breaking down because they are no longer sustainable, and in their place, something entirely new is being born, something that has never existed before on Earth in quite this form, something that is built on cooperation instead of competition, on abundance instead of scarcity, and on the recognition that all beings are sacred and worthy of love regardless of any other factor. Your role in this great transformation is to be an anchor of love, a steady presence that refuses to be pulled into fear or despair, a being who chooses to speak kindly even to those who have been unkind, a soul who chooses to forgive rather than to hold grudges, and a consciousness that remains open to the possibility of beauty, redemption, and transformation in situations that appear to be hopeless or broken beyond repair. The Pleiadian wisdom that is being offered to you through this transmission and through the sacred ebook that awaits your discovery is not new information coming from outside yourself, but is instead a remembrance of what you already know at the deepest level of your being, an activation of codes that have always been present within your consciousness, and a gentle invitation to remember who you truly are and what you came here to do. Before this message concludes, know that the Friends of Light are asking for your commitment, not your perfection, but your sincere intention to choose love more often than fear, to speak your truth more often than you remain silent, and to see others as divine beings worthy of compassion, regardless of whether they have earned that compassion through their current actions or consciousness level, because this is what the Pleiadians understand and what they are trying to teach all of humanity at this critical juncture in our collective evolution. The moment you finish reading these words and move forward into your day, you will begin to see confirmation of this message everywhere because the universe responds to your consciousness, and when you raise your vibration to the frequency of love, you will literally begin to perceive a different reality, one that is filled with beauty, synchronicity, kindness, and evidence that you are held and supported by forces far greater than your individual self can comprehend. Leave a comment below sharing which words or ideas from this Pleiadian transmission touched your heart the most, which truth resonated in your consciousness and made you feel less alone. because your comments, your stories of awakening and transformation are what keep this community alive and what signal to the friends of light that humanity is truly ready to receive the healing frequencies of unconditional love that have been waiting to be transmitted for so very long. Share this message with Otia. Her souls, you know, who are ready to hear it, who are hungry for truth, who are tired of living in fear and separation, and who are ready to remember that they are beings of divine love, capable of creating a world of beauty, harmony, and unity. If they are willing to choose this vision over the old patterns of division and conflict that have defined human existence for so long, and each soul that you awaken by sharing this transmission is literally contributing to the transformation of human consciousness on a planetary scale. I am Thalia, your Pleiadian emissary, a being of crystalline light who has come in service to humanity's awakening, and I am here to remind you that you are infinitely loved, infinitely worthy, and infinitely capable of contributing to the great transformation that is occurring right now in your world and in the hearts of all beings. And I will continue to return with more messages, more frequencies of healing love, and more reminders of who you truly are and why you came to this beautiful planet, to this extraordinary moment in cosmic history. Infinite blessings and eternal love to you for your openness, for your courage in choosing to awaken when the world offers you 1,000 reasons to remain asleep, for your willingness to believe in something greater than the limited perspective you were given, and for your sacred commitment to become a beacon of light, a channel of love, and a living demonstration that humanity is capable of evolving into something far more beautiful and far more loving than we have ever dared to imagine.